A king was hunting deep in the forest when he realized, too late, that he was lost. Night was falling. His courtiers were nowhere to be found. Then an old woman appeared from the shadows, her head nodding with age.
I can show you the way out, my lord, but only if you agree to one condition.
Name it.
Marry my daughter, and I'll lead you home. Refuse, and you'll die here in these woods.
Desperate, the king agreed. The old woman led him to a cottage where her daughter sat waiting by the fire. Beautiful, yes, but something about her made his skin crawl. Still, he'd given his word. He took her back to the palace and married her. But the king had a secret. 7 children from his first wife, 6 sons and 1 daughter, whom he loved more than anything in the world. Fearing his new queen might harm them, he hid the children in a remote castle deep in the forest. The path was so hidden that even he couldn't find it without a magic ball of thread given to him by a wise woman. When thrown, it unrolled and showed the way. The king visited his children often, too often. The queen noticed his absences. She bribed his servants, learned about the hidden castle, and stole the magic thread. Then she sewed 6 small shirts, and into each one she stitched a curse. One day, while the king was away, the queen followed the thread into the forest. The children saw someone approaching and ran out joyfully, thinking it was their father. The queen threw a shirt over each boy. The moment the fabric touched their skin, they transformed. Flesh into feathers, boys into swans. 6 white birds rose into the sky and vanished over the trees. The queen smiled, but she'd missed one. The daughter had stayed inside. The next day, the king arrived to find only his daughter waiting.
Where are your brothers? Gone.
Turned into swans. I saw it from the window.
She showed him the feathers scattered in the courtyard. The king was devastated, but he didn't suspect his wife. Fearing for his daughter's safety, he took her back to the palace. But the girl was terrified of her stepmother. She begged him not to stay more than one night. That night, the girl fled into the forest to find her brothers. She walked through darkness, through the next day, until exhaustion forced her to stop. She found a crude hut with 6 small beds inside. Too afraid to sleep in them, she crawled underneath and waited. At sunset, she heard the rush of wings. 6 white swans flew through the window, landed, and began shedding their feathers like clothing. Beneath the swan skins stood her brothers, human again, but only for 15 minutes.
You can't stay here. This is a robber's den. If they find you, they'll kill you.
Can't you protect me?
We're only human for 15 minutes each night. The rest of the time, we're swans.
How do I break the curse?
6 years. You cannot speak. You cannot laugh. You must sew 6 shirts from starflowers. If a single word leaves your lips, we're lost forever.
The 15 minutes ended. Feathers erupted from their skin, and 6 swans flew back into the night. The girl made her choice. She would save them or die trying. She left the hut, climbed high into a tree, and began gathering starflowers. For months, she sat in that tree, sewing in silence. One day, a hunting party passed beneath her tree. The huntsman spotted her and called up, demanding she come down. She said nothing. They offered safety. She remained silent. They grew suspicious. She threw down her gold necklace, hoping they'd leave. They didn't. She threw her belt, then her fine dress. Still, they climbed up and brought her down by force, dragging her before their king. The king questioned her in every language he knew. She stared at him, mute as stone. but her beauty captivated him. Her eyes held a depth of sorrow and strength that moved something in his chest. He wrapped her in his cloak, took her to his palace, and dressed her in royal silks. At dinner, her grace and dignity enchanted him further. Within days, he declared he would marry her, and no one else. But the king had a stepmother of his own, a vicious woman who despised the silent bride.
Who is this mute girl? She's not worthy of a king.
When the queen gave birth to her first child, the stepmother stole the baby in the night and accused the queen of murder. The king refused to believe it. When the second child was born, the stepmother did the same. Again, the king defended his wife. But when the third child vanished, and the queen still could not, speak in her own defense, the king had no choice. She was sentenced to burn at the stake. 6 years had passed. The day of execution arrived, and it was also the final day of the curse. The queen stood on the scaffold, clutching 6 finished shirts. The last one was missing only a left sleeve. As the executioner prepared the fire, she looked up. 6 white swans descended from the sky. Her heart surged. The swans landed at her feet. She threw the shirts over them. Feathers fell away. Flesh returned. Her brothers stood before her, alive and human, except the youngest, whose left arm remained a swan's wing. The queen turned to her husband, and for the first time in 6 years, she spoke.
Now I may speak. Now I can prove my innocence.
She told him everything: the stepmother's theft, the hidden children, the years of silence. The king wept with joy and rage. The wicked stepmother was dragged to the stake and burned alive. The queen, the king, and her 6 brothers lived the rest of their days in peace.